I decided I'd give you all a personal story. I wrote it down for y'all. That way I could tell it to you, and I tried to remember every little detail that had happened that night. Day, I guess. So I'm just going to start off by telling you kind of what happened. This was at my granny's. I know a lot of y'all want to hear stories from my granny's. It was a time that I didn't think I was going to make it back home. My cousins were with me, and we was out, and we decided that we was going to go to Swinging Bridge. It was a little bridge behind my grandma's, and what it was a suspended bridge over a creek with the cables, and we would all go there and play and, you know, hang out. Well, we started out to head down there, and the thing was, we wasn't even supposed to go there, so we was going to try to slip down there and then slip back without our mom and dad's knowing, because they was in the house taking care of my grandma. Let me turn this off, guys. But they were all in the house, and they were easily preoccupied with my granny, taking care of her, so we all thought we was going to be sly, and we was going to get away. Well, we did. And we was heading down there, and we had never been there by ourselves. We'd only been there with our older cousins, and we didn't know the exact way. We had an idea, so we were heading through there, and we see this old, like, it's an old barn. Probably what they used in the oil fields. There was a lot of oil fields down in there in the day, so probably an old, what they called like a pump house or something that was left, and it had a concrete floor. Had one window in it, which didn't have a window, it was just a cutout spot for a window, and just a barn, probably 8 by 10, wasn't real big. So of course, I was probably 15 at the time, 16. My other cousin, he was probably 15, and then our other cousin probably 12. So we stopped there, of course, like boys will do, and we start playing around, looking inside it, you know, checking it out, going inside, and we noticed it inside. It's like there was a nest. There was a lot of hay, a lot of stuff was thrown in there, kind of like something had been sleeping there. It had like a hole in the middle of all this, like a packed down hole, and was like, man, that's cool, you know. But we didn't really, you know, think it would be sleeping there. We messed around and kept messing around, and we heard a howl. And this wasn't like a normal howl. It was like a kind of like a person would try to make a howl. You could tell it wasn't like totally animal, but it wasn't totally human. And it was like, did you hear that? And then it was like a whoop, and it was one of the Bigfoot whoops. Now that I know exactly what it was, and it was a whoop. And then there was a whistle. At that time, we decided, okay, we're going to leave. You know, it's late afternoon. We're not supposed to be here anyways. We're going to head back to Granny's. You know, we're going to head back and get away from whoever this is. We're thinking somebody at the time. So we start heading back, and as we're heading back, we look and we see what appears to be somebody in a sniper suit. Some of y'all may call it a ghillie suit. And he was moving in front of us, and the trees down here, they're really thick. You got some big trees, and then you have like the little small persimmon trees, and they're real thick all through here, so you have to kind of go in and out of them. And while you're going in and out of them, you can't really see real far ahead of you. Now this is fall time, so I mean you do have some you know, some distance you can see, but it's still really thick with them. Well, we see what appears to be what we think is somebody in a ghillie suit, sniper suit. We're heading to Granny's like this. It's over here, and it starts cutting us off. So we're like, what are we going to do, you know? So we stop, and we notice to our right, there's another one standing over, just probably 100 yards from us. And it starts whistling at the other one, and the other one starts whistling back at it. So thinking it's somebody, we yell at them, and we say, hey, we're leaving, you know, we're leaving. We're heading back, you know, we don't want no trouble, we're leaving. We were scared. We start heading back, and then the next thing we know, we hear a loud, like, growl, like a, I don't know, like a lion maybe. Just a deep, hard, just vibrating growl, and then we hear this above us, and you hear this through the trees, and this bam slams into the ground. A big old rock goes right over our head, and we're like, damn, you know, these guys are trying to hurt us. So we was, you know, scared and everything. We thought they was after us because we were trespassing. So the one that was to our right, he starts like coming toward us. So we turn, and not able to run to Granny's, we have to run the opposite direction. So we take off and we're running, and you're going through all these trees, and you got brush, and you got blueberries, or not blackberries, and you know they're sticking to you, and you got, you know, you're running through all this, and we go, and then there are these hills. There's these big hills back down through where my Granny's, these huge hills, and we go down this one hill, and then we come up to the other side, and we stop, and we're like, okay, we don't hear them no more, you know, they're not there. And we're sitting there, and I remember we was talking about, man, we're going to be in trouble, Mom and Dad, and then they're going to beat our butts for being, you know, gone. We ain't even supposed to have left the yard. Well, we're sitting there, and then we see it moving along the ridge line. It sees us, and it starts pounding on its chest, and it starts jumping up and down and making like these loud grunt sounds and everything. It freaks us out, man. We just know, you know, they're going to get us. You know, we're like, oh God, they're going to get us. They see us, you know, and then next thing you know, rocks start just pelting through there. Big rocks are landing everywhere. So we take off running again. Still running. We go down another valley, up another valley. And we're scared at the time. And the youngest one, he has asthma, and his asthma kicks in. He's like, guys, I can't run no more up and down all these hills and everything. His asthma has now kicked in. We don't have the inhaler. He can't breathe. We got what we think 2 guys after us. And we're like, what do we do? So me and my older cousin, we decided, okay, we're just going to stand our ground. We're going to fight. So we grab some sticks, some logs or whatever, and we're hiding. We're like, okay, you know, we're going to beat them when they come up this hill. Well, we get a good look at one of them when it's moving. And this thing is not a human. It has stuff. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like stuff hanging off of it like a mop, kind of swinging like it's hair, but it wasn't like hair. It was like heavy looking stuff, like matted maybe. And it just freaked the hell out of us. And we're like, I shouldn't have said that name. I have to delete that out. But we're like, we got to go. And we take off running. And we run all the way down. And we start making like this cut around. We're not even sure where we're at. We're running and running and running. And we get to this, it's like a greenhouse. And it's a regular house, but it's like a 1-story smaller house with I guess it's like the diamond pitch roof. And we run past it, and we realize we know where it's at. It's a house we see on the highway. We're on our way home all the time, riding from Mom and Dad's. It sets off the highway. We know exactly where we're at. We're headed toward the highway. So, man, we are running just as hard as we can. We get to the highway, and the youngest one, he starts throwing up because he's having trouble breathing. He's shaking. He's white, you know. But luckily, when we get there to the highway, we see a neighbor that recognizes us, and she stops, and she's driving a little black S10 Chevy, and she's like, what are you guys doing? Are you know, running from somebody? Or, you know, she could tell we were scared and we were running, and probably thought we was up to no good. I mean, we'd never been in trouble, but she, you know, boys running. Then you hear, this is the thing that was the weirdest. You hear this, like, large growl, and I remember she looks and she goes, what is that? And this house was used to store square bells in, bells of hay. From the back of the house, this bale of hay comes flying up over the top of the house and just crashes out there. So we run, jump in the back of her truck. She's like, get in, get in, get in, get in, you know, and then she drives us, takes us back to my Granny's, and we tell everybody what happened. We didn't get in trouble. We thought we was going to be in trouble, but they were just happy that we'd made it back. I guess whatever we had done that night probably irritated it, because that night while we were there, it came up to the house and was a little more aggressive. It was beating on the house. It was trying the doorknobs. It was like, well, her outside power box, breaker box got bent over. It tore part of the fence down. It's like it was raging that night for some reason. I don't know if we'd irritated it or if we had made it mad. It was like 2 or 3 nights later after that's whenever it killed my dog that we had there with us. And it just, I don't know if we trespassed and made it angry and that was its payback, or if it thought we were hunting it, or we didn't have no guns. Wasn't old enough to have guns out by ourselves. They wouldn't let us do that then, you know. I don't know. Maybe we irritated it, but I wanted to share that with you guys. I'll show you some pictures, kind of my granny's and kind of where we was at in the area that we ran and everything, and it's very secluded. And that was the time I didn't think was going to make it back. I really thought that these people at the time, until we seen it, they were going to get us. And then when we saw what it was just a fear I don't even know how to explain. Because when you hear that grunt and you see those things hanging and swinging, and just the way it walked, it looked like an old tree down at the lake that had been down there, that had been underwater for a long time, and then the flood water had went down and it had this moss hanging all over it. That's kind of what it looked like, and then the wind would like blow it a little. That's a lot what it looked like. But I wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I went out on the Wayne Gibbous. Nothing happened. It was quiet. We've been going out almost every night, or I have been going out almost every night. I haven't seen anything. I'll continue to go out until I catch something, or until something catches me. But until then, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Keep your head on a swivel. God bless. And oh, the boys want me to let y'all know, tomorrow on our other channel, we're going to be making sure I get this right, honey garlic glazed salmon with a strawberry cake. So they want me to tell y'all to make sure to subscribe over there, and again, I'll put the link in the description if y'all are interested. They appreciate it. They've been getting a lot of y'all subscribing. It touches my heart y'all are doing that, because it means a lot to them, and they enjoy watching and seeing everybody. So I appreciate all y'all that have, and God bless, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.